Hello there, it's Tyler, and after quite a hiatus, I am back on YouTube. And while I have a few ideas for things that I'll be doing on this channel again, and I have a few things in the works to play with, for today I want to do a review on this cool new plugin, 10X, which is made by Typewriter Audio. And I talked with Skylar, the head of Typewriter Audio, and he seems like a cool guy. Very nice, and I like what he's doing and what he's putting together with these plugins. And so I thought I'd go through and do something of a review to spread the word of some good people doing some good work. So let's get into a few things we can do with this plugin. Firstly, let's just go into this little 3x OSC that I have. A little bit of things on there, some reverb and such. And also this 10X plugin. And what it does is basically super stereoize. So if you hear, I'm just going to play with it. And it can also bring it down to a mono. If you turn it all the way down to 0 or all the way down, then you can control click to reset to 1 and also play with all the other parameters. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. It's not like crazy complex, and I kind of like that about it. It's just doing all the sort of stereo calculation sort of stuff for you. So you just have to turn a knob and you basically have everything that you need. There's also a few extra things that you can do to make a mono sound stereo, in fact, and we'll just sort of go through and play with some of that. But for now, let's go through a few more instruments. This is just a sim synth that I also just have a 10X on the mixer and then a limiter because it tends to make things pretty loud since it's basically just super stereoizing. That is the sound as is. It sounds like that is also saturating a little bit more than I want it to. Or maybe that's just the sound. Never mind. But anyway, it's just a default sound on the SimSynth. Let's you can hear it make it super wide, and say we wanted to take that and turn on this Hyperdrive that basically does some sort of LFO sort of stuff and goes nuts on your sound. Pretty cool stuff, pretty useful psychoacoustic kind of, and it gives you the range to completely overdo something or bring it into a reasonable level too. And I like that range that it gives you. And the possibility for hyperbole is often good because overdoing something and then pushing it just a tad back can make it seem a bit more of what you want. Let's try out another sound. This is just a super saw in Harmor. And again, I think it looks like some EQ and then some 10X. That's pretty stereoized. Turn out that output gain. And that's something you can automate too if you click it and then go to last tweaked. We can make an automation clip of the attack, and then you can do some cool, again, sort of psychoacoustic sort of stuff, moving around all over the place quickly and stereoized. And that would work if it's a mono signal too. But speaking of mono signals, say we had just a 3x OSC doing nothing at all, just sitting there. We can put it on a track. I'm going to turn off the reverb since the reverb adds the stereo signal that I was talking about. And then right now, since currently this is at 0 settings, or 1 anyway, if you look in the corner, 1. And that means it is as the signal was. It's not mono or stereoized in any way. But since our 3x OSC is mono, it's not doing anything no matter what we do because it's a mono signal already. But the hyperdrive starts to do that wicked crazy pan sort of stuff. And that's all automatic. It just makes your sound big and wacky, I guess. But in a cool way. And that's really the basis of sound design, making dumb things sound right. And any plugin that helps you do that is a winner in my book. Let's look at some drum loops. Why don't we? Got a 10x. That's a lot of stereo. Or none if we turn it down. Pretty wacky. Again, control click to reset. There's a mono bass actually. So nothing happens until we hyperdrive. That is the wrong 10 hex, excuse me. Now we have hyperdrive. And again, that's something we can automate. Tools, last tweaked. Automation. So some pretty cool stuff. Let's try this Latin bass. I don't really know. I just kind of threw that in. Now they're both linked. Just the release. So some pretty wicked stuff. And it's not like it eats up a ton of CPU either. It's actually pretty moderate in that regard. And you can make something giant, wide, and completely nuts pretty easily. And that is a good thing. So I'm going to put a quick link for this plugin in the description. And if you'd like to check that out, go straight to it and do so because it's pretty neat. And the people working on it are some good people. So if you want to support some small business sort of stuff, it's a good thing to do. So take a look. They have some other plugins too that are also cool. And I'll probably be taking a look, doing some reviews on those as well. But with that, I'm going to sign off and call that good for the moment. And I'll be back to do some more reviews. And I have some ideas for some videos that I'll also do pretty soon. And I'm working on a song with a fella. So hopefully some cool stuff on the way for you guys. So let me know if you want me to do anything or if you have any thoughts, questions, or anything else. And have a nice day. Thank you very much.